Welcome, everyone. On behalf of Joe McConnon and the entire Project Home community, your presence today fills us with tremendous joy and gratitude as we celebrate yet another important step forward in ending and preventing chronic street homelessness here in the city of Philadelphia. Just 2 years ago, we opened the MPOWER residence just a few blocks away. Today, we're here and thrilled to celebrate 62 homes for folks right here in Kensington. This building is a beacon of equity, love, community. It fosters neighborhood improvements and human dignity and wholeness. It's a critical resource to support people who are unsheltered and in need of substance abuse treatment. We could not be prouder that with the opening of the Inn of Amazing Mercy, Project Home has over 1,000 units of housing throughout the Philadelphia area. It's only possible because of a true public-private partnership, and especially the generosity of so many leaders in the Philadelphia community. First and foremost, John and Lee Middleton, Pam Eastat and Ira Lupert, Ward, Kathy, and Francie Fitzgerald and their family, the William Penn Foundation and the Hess Foundation, the McGuire family, Paul and Margaret Hondros and Morris Williams, Lynn, Harold, Margie, and Jeff Honickman, and the Independence Blue Cross. Marie and Jim Stewart and their family. And Dorothea and John Bon Jovi and the JBJ Soul Foundation. Heartfelt gratitude to our incredible neighborhood partners. We play a small role in the work here in Kensington and couldn't do it without other partners like Prevention Point, Rock Ministries, Congresso, Impact Services, New Kensington Community Development Corporation, and especially Temple University Health System and Temple Episcopal Hospital. The Inn of Amazing Mercy offers permanent homes along with low-barrier entry-level housing and services for unsheltered people. It includes the Honickman Center, which offers a touchdown space for the Epstein Street Medicine team and education and employment opportunities. It offers hope and opportunity. We have welcomed over 50 residents so far to the Inn, many of whom are here today. So I'd like them to stand, and we can especially welcome them and thank them. And I'd also like to thank the staff who work very hard each and every day to create a place to call home. Thanks to JJ, Iris, Jacqueline, Janin, Mona, Monique, Jarrett, Monica, Vance, Evelyn, Deja, Marcello, Deneen, and Chanel. We stand with you. As you carry this precious work forward. We had a very difficult day yesterday as our beloved residential coordinator, Rhonda Cherry, passed away in a fire in her home. We are truly devastated by this profound loss. Rhonda loved the mission at the inn. She worked hard during the lease-up process to welcome each and every resident home. Her positive, exuberant energy was contagious, and she worked tirelessly and selflessly on behalf of our entire community. Our hearts are with her family and all who loved her. We will honor Rhonda by continuing the mission that she loved so well. And as we help find someone else on their way home, we honor Rhonda's life. Our hearts are also with the staff and residents who continue without their beloved colleague and supporter. It is now my honor to welcome a transformational philanthropist. Lee and John Middleton are the single most strategic and generous partners who have made a difference in Project Home's capacity to end and prevent chronic street homelessness. Because of their generosity and leadership, today we celebrate the opening of our 1,000th home. Their bold decision to act in 2012 was a game changer for our work. Lee and John's generosity is only exceeded by their compassion and strategic leadership. Please welcome a phenomenal Project Home trustee and a treasure friend, Lee Middleton. Go Phillies.
Thank you, Sister Mary, for that lovely introduction.
Well deserved.
There are few things more exciting to us than a grand opening with Project Home. The feeling was reaffirmed when John and I pulled in and saw the Inn of Amazing Mercy this morning. It is so wonderful to be with you all here today. John and I believe with all of our hearts that homelessness can be solved.
Woo-hoo!
In addition to believing Mary, Joan, and Project Home's vision that none of us are home until all of us are home, we also believe in a principle that we all share. We will always accomplish more together than any one of us can ever hope to accomplish alone. This is what inspired us to form the MPOWER partnership with Project Home. We wanted to create a strategic initiative to leverage and support our support and to garner more partners to increase permanent supportive housing, opportunities.
Testament to that hope, but we couldn't do it without you, John and Lee, Ward, the Honickmans, and everybody here. The Inn of Amazing Mercy is a long-held dream of so many in our community. Our co-founder, Joe McConnon and Janet Stearns, and our amazing real estate development team worked tirelessly, and that includes Matt McCarter and Larry Arney, to secure the site and work with countless partners to make this dream a reality. We are so honored to hear from some of our key public sector partners to make this city the one that earns its name, the city of sisterly and brotherly love. It is my pleasure to introduce Tumar Alexander, the Managing Director of the City of Philadelphia, followed by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency board member, John Paone, and the wonderful and amazing Kelvin Jeremiah of the Philadelphia Housing Authority, and the newly appointed HUD Regional Administrator, Mac Heckles. Tumar Alexander is probably known to most of us as the Managing Director, but to Project Home, he's known as a longtime friend of Helen Brown's and a long-term friend of all of us in the St. Elizabeth's community. It is truly an honor and pleasure to introduce Tumar to you today.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Sister Mary. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for, of course, mentioning Ms. Helen Brown. More like not a friend, more like a son, who she beat up on often. And I'm happy and proud of it, by the way. Again, I'm Timur Alexander, Managing Director for the City of Philadelphia. Very pleased to be here with all you all, with the partnership, with the residents, with the staff, on the grand opening of this amazing Inn of Mercy. On the grand opening of the Inn of Amazing Mercy. Mayor Kenny asked me to be here instead of him because he's actually away traveling, but he wanted me to just let everyone know his great appreciation for Project Home, Sister Mary and Joan, and all of the work that you all have done throughout his career, because he mentioned to me not only his career as a mayor, but also his career as a city council member, and his amazing fondness for your efforts and for all of your work. So on behalf of the mayor, the managing director's office, the Office of Behavioral Health and Disability Services, the Public Health Department, the Office of Homeless Services, and the Opioid Response Unit, represented by Noel, who's sitting in the back row. Just wave your hand. Thank you, Noel. I would like to thank Sister Mary and Joan, but I also like to thank all of the partners, Kathy Ward and Francine Fitzgerald, Thorthea and John Bon Jovi, Lee and John Middleton, Will Penn Foundation, Mr. Harold and Ms. Lynn Honickman, and all of the public and private partners for this Inn of Amazing Mercy and the entire Project Home community. This work, represented by this beautiful, timely, and important building, is having an immediate and no doubt lasting impact on our city, and especially in this neighborhood of Kensington. The City of Philadelphia has long supported the need for additional supportive housing and opportunities for individuals and families who call Kensington home. Inn of Amazing Mercy and Project Home's McGuire residents on East Orleans Street offer more than just the sum of a total of nearly 100 units of permanent supportive housing. They represent hope and optimism, and we can always use more of both. And also, I know that we can always count on Project Home to deliver services to those most in need. We acknowledge this crisis cannot be solved in a day. The road to recovery is long and hard. That goes for individuals, it goes for their families suffering along with them from substance use disorder, and for the communities that are struggling with the effects of this substance use disorder. And we see this, no more impactful place to see this than two blocks to our north, and in this Kensington community. So this opening today represents an amazing hope, an amazing challenge for all of us to continue to do more, to hopefully will not only end homelessness, but also support people going through addiction and be that beacon of light for them and for them all. So, Sister Mary, it's my pleasure to be up here and support, as always, and just hope we can continue to do this work and continue to have more grand openings of more places, because we definitely need it. I would now like to bring up Mr. John Payon, board member for PHFA.
Good afternoon. As Tumar mentioned, my name is John Payon, and I'm a member of the board of the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, PHFA. And on behalf of Robin Weissman, the executive director, who unfortunately couldn't be here, and my fellow board members, I'd like to welcome you to this amazing event. And Mary, that's my favorite new word, amazing. As many of you may know, PHFA is the agency in Harrisburg that provides the awards of low-income housing tax credits that help finance this development. That funding award has helped create 50 affordable units that will house 62 individuals in this building who will receive recovery-focused supportive services. Let's note that this building is located in Kensington. It's not Center City or West Philadelphia, but in the heart of a neighborhood that has been severely impacted by poverty, drugs, and homelessness. This development and the programs offered here in many ways will help reverse the trend of increasing homelessness in the surrounding community and offer hope and individual to families. The building is appropriately named because it is truly an amazing project. I want to not only congratulate Sister Mary and Joan and the Project Home team, but thank them as well for their amazing work over the years. Also, I want to note that the funding for this project was a collaborative effort between many agencies, including the City of Philadelphia, to Mars Agency and the City's Office of Housing and the Philadelphia Housing Authority. But on that note, I'd like to introduce my friend, my colleague, and an individual who's done a lot of good work in affordable housing in Philadelphia, Kelvin Jeremiah, the Executive Director of the Philadelphia Housing Authority.
Good morning, everyone. Come on, this is an exciting day. Good morning, everyone. So I'm only here for Sister Mary and Project Home. I'm not here to see John Bon Jovi. It's good to see you. But I'm really here for Sister Mary and Project Home. So over the course of my career, I've had the good fortune to work with some really amazing servant leaders who give the best of themselves to service to others. One such leader, of course, is no other than Sister Mary, one of PHA's most important, dear, and trusted friend. So when Sister Mary calls, as many of us who are on the stage know, we answer. When she tells us what to do, we follow up and we follow through. I have gotten really skilled at just following Sister Mary's direction. So when she asked me to be a supporter of this, her latest venture, I jumped at it. Even though, frankly, I realized that it would be another complex project. But I think that's why Sister Mary keeps calling me. Sister Mary has not given me one simple or easy project yet. And perhaps rightfully so, because it forces us to think critically about finding innovative solutions to complex issues. The Inn of Amazing Mercy is a good example of just that. PHA is excited to support the Inn of Amazing Mercy. We are subsidizing all 50 units, which amounts to more than $13 million. Of permanent supportive housing right here in Kensington, where we know there is a huge demand. This is what makes Project Home, in my view, a like-minded partner. For more than 10 years, Sister Mary and I met when I first came to Philadelphia, and she had this, what I thought was an ambitious goal to have 1,000 units. And I thought, this sister is crazy. But then I thought I also had a plan to have 6,000 units. So I liked her. She had me at hello. PHA has collaborated with Project Home on 10 developments, 8 of which during my tenure, totaling over 400 units of permanent affordable housing. And $4 million in rental subsidy we pay to Project Home each year. All told, over the life of the contracts that we have with Project Home, it's $81 million. And so I say this to really say that, I've gotten pretty good at just saying yes to Sister Mary. That's because she shares her concerns for the most vulnerable. We share her concerns for the most vulnerable, and her belief that everyone deserves a place to call home. When it comes to building supportive housing for homeless, where there is no greater partner than Project Home. Their expertise, frankly, is undeniable. They provide employment and education services to residents and to the broader neighborhood. I want to thank Project Home and Sister Mary, who is, I'm told, getting ready to retire, for making this a better city, not only for the unhoused, but for all of us. I want to commit or recommit to supporting Sister Mary and Project Home, even if you retire, and I'm hoping that you might change your mind. I don't deal well with change, but I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for Project Home. Congratulations on another fantastic project. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the HUD Regional Administrator.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is a great day for the City of Philadelphia and the people we serve. My name is Matt Heckles. I'm the Regional Administrator for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and I bring greetings today from President Biden and Vice President Harris and Secretary Fudge and everyone at the department, all of the employees there who have worked on funding for this project and others across the country. I've been doing this kind of work, this housing community development work, for about 20 years, for my whole career, really. And so while a lot of my job is being up here on stages like this, I understand the challenges that are before groups like Project Home and before projects like this to get them done. It is hard work. It takes time. It takes partnerships. It takes leadership. It takes vision. It takes execution. It takes some money. It is really, really difficult stuff. And so I just want to congratulate Project Home today for getting this done and for doing it not only here, but for having done it for years and for getting to 1,000 homes, 1,000 lives, 1,000 people, 1,000 occasions for hope and opportunity. It is truly remarkable. There's nobody else, I would argue, there's nobody else in the country that does it as well as Project Home and Sister Mary and her team did. I mentioned I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm thrilled and honored to work for this administration because I think that they get it. They get the need. They get how to adjust our programs, adjust our funding, and make it available to people who are making a difference day in and day out across our country. They get it, and they get it done. And I think that's true for Project Home, too. They get it. They understand the problem. They understand all of the different intricacies. It's not just housing. It's not just health care. It's not just supportive services. It's all of that. It's jobs. It's education. It's all of that put together that makes this kind of thing work and really makes a difference in communities, in neighborhoods, and ultimately in people's lives. And that's what we're here to do. That's what this administration is focused on. And that's why we're so proud and so honored to be here today and to participate in the celebration. And thank you for all the work that you've all done, and we look forward to the next 1,000. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Matt, John, Kelvin, and Tumar, for your leadership and your commitment. We couldn't do it without such amazing public sector partners. When John and Lee made the commitment to end street homelessness here in Philadelphia, one of the reasons why they did it is they met many people struggling on their way to come home, like our next speaker, Rick Peterson. John and Lee believes in you. John and Lee believes in the residents and the people of Project Home. So one of the great joys of my job is to get to know Rick and others who are living here at the inn. And I so appreciate people being able to have the integrity and courage to share their story. So please welcome Rick Peterson.
How you doing? Appreciate it. Morning. My name's Rick. I'm a resident here at the Inn of Amazing Mercy. I'm going to share a little bit of my experience and how I joined this amazing Project Home community. Let me start by saying to you that I'm extremely grateful to be here. I never thought that I'd be standing here like this. This is the first time in my adult life I've even had keys to a door where I can go home and it's mine. It's my place of home. I've never had that in my life. But without all the generous donors here. Without Sister Mary and Joan's vision to end homelessness and poverty in Philly, this wouldn't be possible. I wouldn't be here. I'd still be out in the storm. I'd still be out there. I came to Project Home roughly 3 years ago. I was at Sacred Heart Recovery Residence first, and I've been living here since March. Before that, I was homeless. I had been in and out of different places, sleeping on the streets, multiple cities for over 35 years. And, you know, the thing that kept me out there was strictly addiction. You know what I mean? People were trying to help me, and I just wasn't reachable. During that time, I struggled with also mental health things, help that I needed that wasn't available, things of that nature. When I came to Project Home, the great thing about this place was it's very inclusive. You know what I mean? I know that John has a song, Living on a Prayer. Well, now you're living on more than a prayer. You're living on opportunity and hope and dreams. All those things are happening because of Project Home. You know what I'm saying? Sorry to throw you in there. People who haven't fought substance abuse and mental health disorders don't understand how hard that is to beat. It's easy to be on the outside looking in, which isn't an excuse, but it is a reality. You know, people think that we just want to get higher, that we don't want to be, productive. But once you are caught in that, it's very hard to climb out. We need help, but you have to reach for the help too. And Project Home makes that help possible. The thing is too, when you're on the streets, it's hard to focus on yourself because there's so many things going on. You don't even know if you're going to wake up the next day. You don't know what's going on around you. You're not getting the right medications because you know you're going to feel sick if you don't have your fix. It's that much of a burden. Project Home gave me space to breathe. It gave me a bridge to get healthy. I was finally able to focus on myself and take care of the issues that I had so that I could be a contributing member of my community and not a burden to it. The programs here are great. The staff is fantastic. The people here, I honestly believe, I've been in numerous programs in 30 different states, and I truly believe Project Home actually cares about what happens to the residents. I need to take a moment to mention Rhonda Cherry. Yesterday, obviously, I was actually out at my outpatient program, and when I came back, I learned about the death of someone that's really special to me. Rhonda treated me like I was her own. Rhonda, she went the extra mile. Rhonda went above and beyond. She always believed in me. I had moments in my outpatient where they thought I did some things I didn't do, and I told Rhonda what happened, and she just stuck by me. She knew I did the right thing. And at the end of the day, the program was wrong. I was telling the truth, and Rhonda knew why she rode with me because I wasn't, I was doing the right thing. And that's the type of person Rhonda was. She was willing to stick her neck out as long as you stayed clean and told her the truth. And she would tell you the truth. She didn't sugarcoat anything. But that's what I needed because, sometimes. She didn't deserve this. It's a huge loss, not just to the Project Home community, but the human community. It's just, she's a wonderful human being, and it was a terrible loss. So this one's for you, Rhonda. So Rhonda, JJ, and Nicole over at Sacred Heart helped me keep my temper in check. My temper was a serious issue. I was so frustrated and I was so angry, and I didn't even know how to accept help. Project Home basically nursed me into being a better human being. They really walked with me step by step and made me a better person. That's strictly from Project Home. I've been clean for about 1 year and 3 months. To all you people, man, and I wouldn't say, I don't know if I wouldn't be here, but I wouldn't be in the shape that I'm in. I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have if it hadn't been for the vision of Sister Mary, Sister Joan, all the generous people that help here, all the people that have done all these great things in other facilities. They make it possible for this facility to do what it does. And that's it, man. So I got to say thank you for helping us.
Okay, Rick, I hope you heard all those positive affirmations, and let me add mine to theirs, and just saying your courage and grace in sharing your lived experience is powerful. It's now my pleasure to introduce another great leader in our community who, together with her incredible team of nurses and outreach staff, have built the cutting-edge and vitally needed Epstein Street Medicine program. What has begun as a pilot has grown into a best practice in healthcare services because they meet people right where they are. We are excited, and as they are, that they have a beautiful new touchdown space at the Honickman Center in the Inn, and they can continue to offer quality health care and build relationships with people struggling with substance abuse. It's my greatest pleasure and privilege to introduce Kara Cohen.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Monique. I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm so blessed and honored to go after Rick, although I do think that's a little bit unfair to have to follow someone that just gave an amazing, beautiful speech and a standing ovation, but I'll do my best. So, like I said, my name is Kara Cohen, and I'm the Associate Medical Director of the Project Home Epstein Street Medicine team. I'm also a nurse, because someone said I didn't look very nursey today, but I said I look like an outreach nurse. So, yeah. So, I'm so very excited and grateful to be here today to celebrate the grand opening of the Inn of Amazing Mercy. I'd especially like to thank Jean and Marlene Epstein, whose generous contribution to the Inn made it possible for our medicine team, our street medicine team, to have our very own exam room in this building so that we can provide safe and trauma-informed care in Kensington. Thank you. For those who don't know what street medicine is, it's pretty much as it sounds. Our team goes around Philadelphia and provides low-barrier medical services to unhoused individuals right on the streets, wherever our folks are. Our street team is actually the first of its kind in Philadelphia because we provide comprehensive, holistic primary care services to people via a harm reduction lens wherever people are located, be it on a sidewalk, in a tent, down an alley, or under a bridge. We take vital signs, diagnose medical issues, prescribe meds, do wound care. We even draw labs, and in a tent it's a little challenging, but we do it. All right where our patients are, because we believe, and Project Home believes, that everyone deserves quality health care. Our incredible street medicine and outreach team, not all of whom could be here today, include the dynamic duo of Monique Taylor and Sam Santiago. Our amazing clinicians, Hillary Miller, Maura St. Ledger, Lydia Williams, and Liz Sprash. Our wonderful outreach partners, Elijah Parks, Javon Cosby, Rachel Bilgard, Kathleen Kelly, Carol Thomas, Madeline Gus, and Jonathan Juckett. Y'all are my outreach family. I love you all, and we couldn't do any of this without you. And of course, a huge thank you to Sister Mary and Joan for making this dream of a street medicine team a reality, and for supporting our vision of a primary care team that can literally meet people where they are. While our team is certainly able to provide care to people on the street, and it is of course so necessary and urgent to do so, we also must acknowledge that doing this is not the ideal setting for a primary care visit. It's really hard to provide excellent person-centered, trauma-informed care on a sidewalk under the deafening noise of the L in full view of hundreds of people, which is why the new exam room is so important. In the few short weeks that we have been using the room, we've been able to use it to provide our patients with a dignified, quiet, clean space to receive services so that they can access more of the in-depth treatment our folks on the street so urgently need. Thank you. The work of our team has also reaffirmed that it is extremely important to improve timely and affordable access to quality mental health and behavioral health services, including access to substance use treatment. Our team is grateful that Francie, Kathy, Ward, and I Am the Vines Foundation support also included funds to expand behavioral health services across Project Home. At Project Home, we have a well-known maxim which is that none of us are home until all of us are home. What that means to me, and what that means to our team, is that the peace in our humanity will be rooted in achieving equity for our entire community and not just a select few. Equity in housing, equity in access, equity in quality health care, and equity in being seen and valued as humans. The dignity, the sanctuary, and the caring that we will be able to offer at the Inn of Amazing Mercy fills us with hope that we are one step closer to achieving our mission. Thank you again, and please join me in welcoming Sister Mary back to the stage.
A big thank you to Kara Cohen and to Carol Thomas for their leadership in the street medicine program. I'd also like to thank all of our trustees at Project Home, whose work is not as visible to everybody, but is certainly of tremendous value. Joanne Berwin, Susan Sherman, and Norma Reitland is here, and our chair of our board, Emily Middleton, and the chair of our board, Estelle Richmond. So please join me in thanking them. It was an unexpected opportunity that brought Dorothea and John Bon Jovi to Project Home many years ago. At the time, Joan and I could never have predicted just how much impact they would have on our work and on our lives. An international icon, John and Dorothea find the time to provide guidance and unwavering support to the Project Home community. They leverage their status to shine a bright light on the needs of those who remain unsheltered. We could not do this work without you. And John and Dorothea, more importantly, we don't want to either. We need you always to be part of our community. We are so grateful for both of you to be here today and for the amazing partnership and friendship that you have with our community and with all those who are struggling to find their way home. As John says, who knows you can't come home? Who says you can't come home? Nobody, right? We all can come home because none of us are home until all of us are home. Thank you, John, and please come up here.
Thank you, as always, Sister Mary. It's an honor for me and for Dorothea, for our board members of our foundation, to be here today at yet another ribbon cutting, this time at the Inn of the Amazing Mercy. It's a beautiful building and a resource that we are celebrating, but I'm so grateful to have been just a small part of this mission, and I'm so humbled by the work of Sister Mary and Joan and the entire team of Project Home for nearly 20 years now. From the early projects we worked on together back in 2006, they set a very high bar, and they raised it every single time. What I see at the Inn of Amazing Mercy is hope. I see a community that is committed to ending and preventing chronic homelessness and finding real solutions to the crisis that has gripped this country, this city, and in fact this very neighborhood. What I see today is the truth that together we can accomplish more than any one of us could ever have done alone. You heard from Kara Cohen and learned about the importance of making a connection when it's needed the most, how treating a wound can open a door for greater healing. The power of Project Home is that when outreach and medical workers convince someone to come in, that there is an entire support system waiting to empower their next steps. Staff can offer supportive homes like this one. They can offer jobs, education, medical care. It is not an empty promise of help. It is a robust safety net that helps people get where they want to go. It's all made possible through partnerships, relationships, and something that I've always liked to call the power of we. The power of incredible partners like John and Lee Middleton, Pam Eastat, Ira Lupert, the Fitzgerald family, and of course the Honickmans, who have made a very long-term commitment to ending and preventing homelessness in this city by supporting Project Home and buildings like this. We know that access to opportunities brings hope. We can point to a moment in our own lives where we met the right person at the right time. Those partners involved here today are the right people, and now is that right time. The power of we here today brings us closer to ending homelessness, hunger, and poverty, as we've always said, one soul at a time. I can tell you that saying never gets old. We're proud every time that we can celebrate the opening of a new building that supports our mission. We can be grateful to organizations like Project Home and, of course, its partners who made today possible. I am pleased to introduce a new Project Home partner who definitely believe in the power of we. That is Kathy, Ward, Francie, and the entire Fitzgerald family who saw the opportunity to make a difference right here. Along with making a difference, there are three things that I know that Ward and I share. That is the love of Sister Mary, of Project Home, and our Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Thank you to all of you for being here, from the groundbreaking to the ribbon cutting. A prayer today for Rhonda and for those who knew and loved her. Courage to Rick, who I met today. Power to you, my dear friend. You are an inspiration. It is not time to say goodbye, because I will cry on that day. My inspiration, our guiding light, Sister Mary.
I'm not going anywhere fast, John, believe me. Our next speaker, but, you know, how lucky are we to have John Bon Jovi as our guardian angel? About a year ago, we met the Fitzgeralds, that's Francie, Kathy, and Ward, just at the right moment. We needed a few miracles, much mercy, and a few dollars. The Inn of Amazing Mercy is a $25.5 million development. And I'm going to give you the good news and the bad news. It's the same news. This is the first development that we've ever built that we have more private money in it than public money. But given that scenario, what we need to do is make sure every person in this room is registered to vote, and that there should be much more public money in this project than private money. And it's up to us to make that happen for the future, so we can have a lot more openings of a lot more Inns of Amazing Mercy. You know what I mean? And so I'm just going to stop there, but I do want to say one thing to Kelvin, and that is that this project, because of the need in this neighborhood and because of the amount of money that it was going to cost us, which I won't go into all the reasons why, this project almost didn't happen because we didn't have the subsidies. So Kelvin came through in a pinch and made that happen and made this project happen. And I will never forget that. Okay, but anyway, in addition to Kelvin, it was the Fitzgeralds who came, and they said, you know, what can we do? They saw the students at the Learning Center, they saw what was happening, and they said, what can we do? And so I said, maybe you could give us a $3 million gift for this project. Kathy said, no, up it, up it. So, of course, we didn't need a whole lot of encouragement, and again, we did. And the Fitzgeralds, their leadership gift put us over the top and made this project possible. But they too were compelled because they saw the potential in the men and women that they met at Project Home. And they said if they were going to invest their dollars, there was no better people to invest them in than the people at the community of Project Home, especially our residents, alums, students, and patients. And they were willing to put their shoulders and their money, along with Lee and John Middleton's leadership through MPOWER, and the 20 other partners that have joined with them to make this and many, many other projects possible. So Ward and Kathy, along with their 3 amazing children, Francie, Maggie, and Teddy, are committed to leading lives of service and compassion, dedicating resources to education, homelessness, and medical research, and at times even Notre Dame. But we always wanted to be number 1, but Ward said we never will be. But that's okay. We're going to change that. That's one of our goals. Okay, we are so thrilled and welcome Ward and Francie to speak today, the leaders of this project at the Inn of Amazing Mercy.
Hello. What a big celebration. I'm so happy to be here. And when I was thinking about what I was going to say briefly today, all I could think about was what a gift it has been to be involved, even in just a very small way, in this project. It has been a gift to work with my parents in this specific way. There's no more beautiful way to connect and bond with your parents and your family than in a project like this. And not just beautiful metaphorically, everyone has to go see the lobby, which my mom has decorated in the most beautiful way to really, really make everyone who walks in the door feel like they are coming home. And as a mental health provider, what excites me most of all is that this recovery house is just part of a much bigger initiative. An initiative that is really, as Sister Mary sadly is telling us her time is coming to an end, which we don't want to believe, but is a crowning glory of the 34 years that she has worked at this with Joan. And that achievement is the Estat Looper Initiative, which is the collaboration between Jefferson, Temple, and Penn and Project Home to provide a very, very necessary trauma-informed, coordinated continuum of care. That, in and of itself, showcases Sister Mary's wisdom and Project Home's compassion, holding the person in their entirety. We can't just stay siloed. We have to address every individual in body, mind, and soul. In particular, when it comes to addiction and homelessness, we are talking about a life of unrelenting crisis. And the only way to address that is to address all of the need involved. It's not enough when we're just meeting some of the demands. We have to consider all of the facets. And with that thought, I have remixed Sister Mary's famous phrase that none of us are home until all of us are home to say that none of us can heal until all of us is held in safety, in community, and in compassion. And that's what Project Home does. So I will just end with a quote that was chosen by Sister Mary by Father Gregory Boyle, who's doing amazing work out in Los Angeles at Homeboy Industries. Check them out. He says, "Soon we imagine a circle of compassion. Then we imagine no one standing outside that circle. moving ourselves closer and closer to the margins so that the margins themselves will be erased. We stand there with those whose dignity has been denied. We locate ourselves with the poor and the powerless and the voiceless. At the edges, we join the easily despised and the readily left out. We stand with the demonized so that the demonizing will stop. We situate ourselves right next to the disposable so that the day will come when we will stop throwing people away.
Well, as they say, I am the dime, and these are the dollars, right? And they also say there's the great expression that we know, behind every great man is a surprised woman. Okay? And there's nothing more true in this case, which is I have to share that after all these exceptional discussions here today, that I don't know what else I can add. Why are we here, right? We're here because of Sister Mary and Joan, right? We're here because of Sister Mary. And I read the article that was written in the paper, actually just this morning. And I was struck by the fact that, of course, so many people refer to Sister Mary as a saint. And I'm struck by the fact that just a handful of blocks from here in the Basilica of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia lays a woman, St. Catherine Drexel, which was the first Philadelphia saint in the church. And that on the shoulders of those people that come before us, we're asked to revolutionize. We're asked to innovate. And we're asked to go to higher heights. And for those of you who don't know Catherine Drexel's story, she was the advocate. She was the voice from the most affluent family in all of the country that started J.P. Morgan, the Drexel Morgan family, and Anthony and Francis. And she donated all of her family's wealth to the African American and Native American Indian peoples to give them a place of respect in this country. And this seed was in Philadelphia. Okay? And now we have a branch, a vine that we talk about. I am the vine. And Sister Mary has continued and been a bigger and bigger piece of that vine. And again, you don't say this often, but when they talk about walking saints, there is not any doubt that Sister Mary built on Catherine Drexel's legacy here in Philadelphia and is a saint in our midst. And that's why we're here. And from that seed and the shoulders of Sister Mary come great people like the Middleton family and the partnership that you've heard so much about. But again, the heart and soul of Philadelphia and what they've done, because it takes private capital in addition to public capital to move the needle. But we have a much bigger problem, as we know. And this project, which again, everyone has discussed, that revolutionizes the projects before it. Not only because it's multifaceted. Homelessness is not just about shelter anymore. And the inn isn't just about the building. It's about the home that Kathy Fitzgerald made it. It's about the mental health and the substance abuse coupling that goes with the shelter. And the inn is really not just the building. It's the presence in this community. It's the presence to understand that all the people on Kensington Avenue, and I promise you, if you've made it this far, and I say to everyone who might be listening anywhere to the news tonight, get in your car and drive up Kensington Avenue. Don't stop here at Temple Episcopal. Drive up to Somerset and stop at Last Stop. Go up to McPherson Library. Okay? I had the great privilege, and Kathy did, my wife, to walk the streets with a bunch of Christian missionaries during Holy Week, and in the time of Easter and Passover. And we were just struck, as Richard mentioned, by the fact that these people don't want to be there. And they are victimized partially by society, right? And they need to know there's a presence, there's a place to go. And it's not this building, it's the spirit of everything in the building. It's the spirit of everything that protrudes from the building that makes these people understand that they have a chance. They have people who care that they get out. We talk a lot about Francie because she's the heroine who really was the impetus for our family to get involved. And again, she is the soul. My wife is the heart. Okay? But we're here, and our daughter Maggie happens to be working in London this summer. And she's at a famous corner in London of Hyde Park called Speaker's Corner. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a place where anyone in society can get up and speak about whatever's on their mind, pretty much political activism at a grassroots level. And somebody got up a random Sunday ago and said, I want to talk about substance abuse. And I want to talk about this place I heard about called Kensington, Philadelphia, in London, England, right? And what I'm here to share with you is that John and Lee have moved us. Sister Mary has moved us. But the United States has got to understand that Philadelphia, I woke up in Philadelphia today, the greatest city in the world. Okay? The greatest city in the world. And we have to move the affluent that are not from here, as well as from here. We have to move the state government and the federal government to team up with the professionals we have here in the city to solve the crisis that is 3 blocks away. It's not just about the homelessness. The homelessness is created by the surrounding area that supports substance abuse. And this city needs to be rid of it, and this country needs to be rid of it. And right now, this project, this inn, which is the next legacy of Sister Mary and John and Lee and all the MPOWER partners and Francie and Kathy Fitzgerald, have to come together to get action, because I'm tired of watching it on local news and federal news and nothing happening. We have to solve the problem, and we have to be a loud voice to do that, to save the greatest city in the world. Thanks very much.
Well, with that, we couldn't agree with you more, Ward, and we are going to be with you shoulder to shoulder to do just that. Yep. So I just, again, like to thank everyone who's here today, and especially the staff and our amazing supporters. And just thank you, and let's go on, and let's do more, and let's end homelessness in the city of Philadelphia. Not a greater thing we could do. I'd just like to invite the people who are sitting on the stage and some of our staff and residents. We're going to do I think, cut a ribbon or something like that to officially celebrate the grand opening. Thank you.
And following the ribbon cutting photo, there'll be tours available just after. So if everyone could hold tight, we'll do the tours right after the building. Thank you. If everyone could follow me right now. If everyone could follow me right now.